Narrative writing is a fundamental way humans communicate. It simply means telling a story. This story can be true, or it can be imagined. When you write a narrative, you are taking your reader on a journey. You are showing them events, characters, and places. The main goal is to engage the reader. You want them to feel connected to what you are writing. Narrative writing can be found in many forms. It is in novels, short stories, poems, and even in everyday conversations when we recount an experience. Understanding this basic concept is the first step to mastering narrative writing. The purpose of narrative writing extends beyond simple entertainment. While engaging the reader is crucial, narratives can also inform, persuade, or provoke thought. A well-told story can teach a lesson. It can share a cultural value. It might make someone see the world differently. For the CSEC English syllabus, narrative writing is a significant component. It allows examiners to assess your creativity. They look at your ability to organize ideas. They also check your command of the English language. Therefore, developing strong narrative skills is very important for achieving success in your examinations and communicating effectively in various life situations. Narrative writing often takes the form of a short story. You might be given a prompt, a picture, or a few opening lines. From this starting point, you need to build a complete and coherent tale. This task tests your imagination. It also tests your structural skills. Can you create a beginning, a middle, and an end that makes sense? Can you develop characters that feel real? Can you describe a setting vividly? These are the questions your narrative will answer for the examiner. Strong narrative writing demonstrates control and thoughtfulness in your creative expression. Beyond the examination hall, the skills honed through narrative writing are invaluable. Learning to craft a story improves your overall communication abilities. It teaches you to think sequentially. It helps you understand cause and effect. You learn to choose words carefully to create specific impacts. These skills are useful in many careers and personal interactions. Whether you are explaining a complex idea, presenting an argument, or simply sharing an anecdote with friends, the ability to tell a compelling story will always serve you well. It makes your communication more engaging and memorable for everyone involved. Every good story is built upon several key elements. These are the fundamental building blocks. Understanding these elements helps you to construct your own narratives effectively. The first major element is the plot. The plot is essentially what happens in the story. It is the sequence of events that unfold. A plot usually involves a problem or a conflict. This conflict creates tension and keeps the reader interested. The plot has a structure, an introduction, exposition, rising action, a climax, the turning point, falling action, and a resolution, denouement. A clear plot guides the reader through the story logically. The second crucial element is character. Characters are the people, animals, or beings who participate in the story's action. They are who the story is about. Good characters feel real and relatable even if they are fantastical. Readers connect with characters, their struggles, and their triumphs. There are main characters who are central to the plot and minor characters who support the main characters or advance the plot. Character development is important. This means showing how characters change or what motivates them. Their actions, words, and thoughts reveal their personalities and drive the narrative forward. Next, we have the setting. The setting tells us where and when the story takes place. It is the environment of the narrative. This includes the geographical location, the time period, the weather, and the social or cultural context. A well-described setting does more than just provide a backdrop. It can create a specific mood or atmosphere. It can influence the character's actions and emotions. For example, a dark, stormy night creates a very different feeling than a bright, sunny morning. The setting can almost become a character itself, shaping the events of the story in significant ways. Finally, there is the theme. The theme is the central idea or underlying message of the story. It is what the story is really about, beyond the surface-level plot. A theme might explore concepts like love, friendship, courage, betrayal, or the struggle between good and evil. The theme is often not stated directly. Instead, it is revealed through the plot, the characters' experiences, and the symbols used in the story. Identifying and developing a clear theme gives your narrative depth and meaning. It provides the reader with something to think about long after they have finished reading your story. The magic of a good narrative happens when all its elements work together harmoniously. The plot provides the framework, the skeleton of the story. It dictates the sequence of events, ensuring that one action logically leads to another. This progression creates suspense and keeps the reader engaged, wondering what will happen next. For instance, a character facing a challenge, conflict introduced in the plot, will make choices, and these choices will lead to consequences, pushing the story towards its climax. Without a clear plot, a story can feel aimless and confusing, leaving the reader disconnected and unsatisfied with the overall experience. Characters are the heart of the story. They breathe life into the plot. Their desires, fears, strengths, and weaknesses drive their actions. These actions in turn shape the events of the plot. Imagine a brave knight, character, who must rescue a princess. Plot point. His bravery, character trait, will influence how he approaches the obstacles. His interactions with other characters, his internal thoughts, and his dialogue all contribute to making the plot more engaging and believable. The reader invests emotionally in the characters, and this investment makes the unfolding plot matter to them on a personal level. The setting plays a vital role in grounding the story and enhancing its impact. It provides the context for the plot and the characters' actions. A story set in a war-torn city will naturally have a different tone and present different challenges than one set in a peaceful village. The setting can influence the mood. A gloomy, ancient forest can create a sense of unease or mystery, directly affecting how the reader perceives the events and the characters' emotions. Details about the environment, the time of day, or even the weather can make the story more vivid and immersive for the reader. Consider a simple example. A young girl finds a lost puppy, inciting incident of the plot. The girl, character, is shy but loves animals. The setting is a busy park in the late afternoon. Her shyness, character trait, makes it hard for her to ask for help, increasing the conflict. The busy park, setting, makes finding the owner more difficult. The theme could be about courage or compassion. All these elements, plot, finding the puppy, trying to find the owner, character, shy girl, and setting, busy park, combine. They create a complete and engaging narrative that explores the underlying theme through the girl's journey. Improving your narrative writing skills takes practice and attention to detail. One of the best ways to learn is to read widely. Pay attention to how published authors tell their stories. Notice how they structure their plots. Observe how they develop their characters and describe their settings. What makes a story engaging? What techniques do they use to create suspense or emotion? Reading different genres and styles will broaden your understanding of what is possible in narrative writing. You can learn a lot by simply observing the craft of experienced storytellers and thinking about their choices. Before you start writing, it is incredibly helpful to plan your story. Create an outline. Think about your main characters. What are their goals and motivations? What conflicts will they face? Sketch out the basic plot points, the beginning, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and the resolution. Consider your setting. Where and when will your story take place, and how will this affect the events? Having a plan gives your writing direction. It helps prevent you from getting lost or writing yourself into a corner. A good plan is like a roadmap for your story. A very important technique in narrative writing is to show, don't tell. Instead of telling the reader that a character is sad, show it through their actions, words, or expressions. For example, instead of writing she was sad, you could write, tears welled in her eyes, and her shoulders drooped. This makes the story more vivid and allows the reader to experience the emotion along with the character. Use descriptive language and sensory details. What can be seen, heard, smelled, tasted, and touched. This helps to immerse the reader in your story's world. Finally, practice regularly and do not be afraid to revise your work. The more you write, the better you will become. Write short stories, journal entries, or even descriptions of people you see. After writing a draft, put it aside for a while. Then, come back to it with fresh eyes. Read it aloud to catch awkward phrasing or errors. Ask for feedback from teachers or peers. Revision is a crucial part of the writing process. It is where you refine your ideas, polish your language, and ensure your story is as compelling as it can be. With dedication and practice, you can master narrative writing for your English exams and beyond.